Okay. So the previous class we learnt one problem of Rahul and Raju. Okay, now Rahul and after Rahul and Raju's problem, we have another similar problem which we are supposed to understand, that is batsman A and batsman B. Okay, so batsman A and batsman B, both of the data are given to us, and we are supposed to know or understand who is more consistent in scoring and who would we accept as a better run getter. Okay, so those are the main two questions. And why are we accepting them? So we have to give a reason also. Why are we accepting particular batsman? Either it's batsman A or batsman B. Who are we accepting? So that we have to uh, give out. So here again, this is an individual series problem because you only have data of batsman A and batsman B. There are no frequencies given to us. Okay, so we will be using these individual series only. So only data X is given to us directly. So that X we are supposed to find out and do the problem. Now let's go on and continue and solve the problem. The next slide. So first we have to compute x bar and standard deviation, that is sigma. Okay, both x bar and sigma both also has to be calculated here. So first I am taking batsman A. This is very similar to the previous problem. Okay, so we'll quickly brush through this. So batsman A and batsman B data I am taking. I'm just copying the x values from the previous question. That is the batsman A 5, 7, 16. These are the runs which he has scored. And for batsman B, he has started from 0, 4, 16, 21. So if you see the data here, you have the same data given everywhere. So this X of batsman A and X of batsman B, both batsmen data has been considered. Now after this, what are we supposed to find? So first we have to find out the X bar, or we are supposed to find out the arithmetic mean. Now, so to find the arithmetic mean uh, in the data of individual series, we are supposed to first add all of these numbers. Okay, we are supposed to add all of these numbers here. Now once we add all of these numbers here completely, once we add all of these numbers, we get something known as sigma x. Okay, sigma x in both for batsman A and batsman B, both will be given here. Now after considering both batsman A and batsman B sigma x, what is our next step? We are supposed to find out how many number of data do we have. So let's just count that. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 data given for batsman A and also for batsman B. So our n is equal to 11. Okay, so the n total of n is equal to 11. Now we will be using this sigma x and n for both of the data to find x bar. Okay, so let's find out what is the x bar now. Going to the calculation of x bar. Now the formula of arithmetic mean is nothing but sigma x by n. Okay, sigma x by n is given to us. Here also sigma x by n. So as per our calculations, sigma x is nothing but 550 for batsman A, 528 for batsman B. So 550 for batsman A, if you can see here, divided by 11. Okay, we are dividing that by 11. That is nothing but number of data or number of runs or the matches that we had. So that will be data A here. Then for B it is 528 divided by 11 because sigma x total for batsman B is 528 by 11, that is 48. So we have got x bar A, that is for batsman A, and x bar B, that is for batsman B. So this is our arithmetic mean. Now after finding arithmetic mean, our next step is to find out the deviations. So to find deviations, we are supposed to calculate or we are supposed to consider arithmetic mean. Okay, let's just see the arithmetic mean for batsman A is 50 and 48. Let's remember that. So for arithmetic mean for A, batsman A is 50. Okay, here it is 50 and here it is 48. Okay, so we will consider that x minus x bar. X is already here. So 5 minus 50 is minus 45. 7 minus 50 is minus 43. 16 minus 50 is 34. 27 minus 50 is 20 minus 23. 39 minus 50 is minus 50. 53 minus 50 is plus 3 plus 6 plus 7, like this we go on calculating x. So x is equal to x minus x bar, and x bar for batsman A is 50, and we calculate these deviations. Once you calculate the deviations, you are supposed to square these numbers. So we are supposed to just multiply the numbers by itself. That is minus 45 into minus 45, minus 43 into minus 43. Like this we are supposed to multiply itself. So then we will get something called as x square. So these are the numbers for x square. Now after getting x square, add all of these numbers which you see the mark here in green. Add all these numbers, you get a total of sigma x square. Okay, you get a total of sigma x square. Now this is the calculation for batsman A. Now same calculations has to be done for batsman B also. So the x bar for batsman B is 48 and we have the x values here. So let's consider those x values. So that is going to be x minus x bar, which is 0 minus 48 will be minus 48. 4 minus 48 will be minus 44. 16 minus 48 will be minus 32. 21 minus 48 will be minus 27. 41 minus 48 will be minus 7. Like this, I am going to calculate all of the x values. So how did I calculate this? X minus x bar. All these values of x minus x bar. Now once I do this, then I'll have to square these values. That is all of these values. If I square them, I will get x square, and then add x square, and your value for total summation x square will be 12,246. So the major number that we require to calculate standard deviation is sigma x square here for batsman A and sigma x square here for batsman B. So this is the whole calculation of the table to find arithmetic mean and standard deviation. Did you all understand this table completely? Can you please leave it in chat? Anybody has any doubt in this slide? Okay, so let us continue. Now after finishing the calculation in the table, let's just go on with the formulas. Now formulas again, to find the standard deviation, the formula is square root of sigma x square by n, and for same formula for batsman B also. So here we are calculating for batsman A. Okay, this is for batsman A and this is for batsman B. Now here we let us calculate the standard deviation. Just take the sigma x square from the table. So in the table the sigma x square was 12,372 and here 12,246. Okay, 12,372 and 12,246. So we will come back here. Again we see 12,372 here for sigma x square and 12,246 for batsman B, that is sigma x square, divided by n. So n we already know it was 11 in both the cases. So we are taking 11 in both the cases. Now if you see, you get 33.54 for batsman A and 33.36 for batsman B. You only have point difference. So in exam, while calculating such problems, do not forget to write until 2 to 4 decimal points. Okay, consider 2 or 4 decimal points in exams. Now, after finding standard deviation, let us find out coefficient of variation or covariance. Now, here coefficient of variation formula is standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. So, it is given in the form of percentage. That is why you have to multiply 100. Same formula for batsman B also. Now, let us put all the data. So, standard deviation of batsman A is 33.54. Okay, so from here I am taking down the data as it is, and X bar is nothing but 50, which we already found out here. So once you put this data 33.54 by 50 into 100, you get a total data, or you get a total answer of 67.08%. Okay, you get a difference here, 67.08%. Now when we go to batsman B, 33.36, that is the standard deviation of batsman B, divided by 48, that is the arithmetic mean of batsman B, into 100. So you get a total result of 69.5%. So here you have 67.08, here you have 69.5%. So there is a difference in the coefficient of variation. Now these data, okay, so these two data, that is arithmetic mean of both A and B and coefficient of variation of both A and B. Okay, these four data will help us in giving the conclusion. So how do we give the conclusion? As CV is lesser, batsman A is more consistent. So I always told that while checking arithmetic mean, whoever has the highest number, they will be better. Okay, while checking arithmetic mean, whoever has the highest number will be better. But while checking the coefficient of variance, whoever has the lowest or the least percentage, they will be consistent. Okay, in arithmetic mean, highest value; in coefficient of variance, lowest value. Now if you check here, batsman A has highest arithmetic mean and lowest coefficient of variance, which means batsman A is more consistent. Okay, so we can also accept batsman A as a better runner because he has high average than batsman B. So if you see batsman B, he has less average but more coefficient, which means he is not consistent. He is not a good player. So batsman A is more consistent and his average runs are also more than B. Okay, so this is how we give the overall conclusion after analyzing and solving the data. Okay, I hope everybody understood this. Everybody understood this problem completely? Anybody has doubt in this problem? Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, thank you for the reply, students. Let's go to the next question. So this was these two were the problems for individual series. Now let's understand the discrete series problem. Okay, so those two problems directly were from individual series. Now they will not say you it is an individual, discrete or continuous series. You have to read the problem thoroughly, analyze and understand the problem. Only then you will be able to solve it accordingly. Okay, so the next problem is they have given us a question here. Let's just go through the question once again. So here if you see, you have the following table gives the age distribution of boys and girls in a high school. Okay, so they're taking a data of high school and who are the two major people, boys and girls. Okay, both of them are there. Then find which of the two groups is more variable in age. Now they're taking the age of boys and girls in the high school and they're asking us to find who is more variable in age, their age. Now this is a discrete series. How do we know it is a discrete series? If you consider this age, okay, age in years, this is X. Okay, age is the criteria which they are considering. So age is X. Now after age, they have given us two more columns, that is boys and girls. Okay, these are the two things they have given. So number of students for boys number of students, that is boys, is one frequency. Okay, this is one set of frequency for the age. Now another set of frequency are the number of girls of particular age. Okay, so that is what is given to us. So this is why it is called as discrete data. You have x as well as frequency. Now you have two frequencies here. Usually in discrete series we will have one frequency, but we have two frequencies here. So that is why we will have to consider and be careful while solving the problems. Now let's see how to solve this. Excuse me. So you are supposed to calculate. Okay, so you're supposed to calculate the arithmetic mean as well as standard deviation. Okay, these are the main two things you're supposed to calculate. Now for that you have to check what is x, f and then do the calculation. Now let's take these only x values first. Now taking x values 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, we have taken them here already. Okay, x values, these are the x values. Now after this, next we have d. For x, we are calculating the d values. We will come back there. Let's just see what all we have to copy down from the question. So x is copied down here for the first column. F, that is boys, is here. 12, 15, 15, 5, 3 is considered here. And for girls, again, this F is considered here. Three separate columns we have taken. Now, we are supposed to find out x bar. Now, what is the formula of x bar for us to calculate? That we'll have to be very careful. It's a discrete series problem. What is the formula to calculate x bar or the arithmetic mean? We are using assumed mean here. So A plus sigma FD by N. So we are supposed to calculate sigma FD. So to calculate D, we have to consider x only. So that is why we have taken D here. I am going to summarize the whole problem later. So first understand the problem how much ever you can. So once we consider x, we have to consider the d. Now to find out the deviations, I need an assumed mean. So to find the deviations, when I need an assumed mean, let me consider an assumed mean out of the data. Now out of x only I have to consider the assumed mean. So I'm going to take the central value as assumed mean. So what is the assumed mean? 15 is my assumed mean. I will calculate the deviations. 13 minus 15 is 2. 14 minus 15 is 1. 15 minus 15 is 0. Again 16 minus 15 is 1. 17 minus 15 is 2. So this is my total calculation of deviations. Once I calculate deviations, I have to square all the deviations. So squaring all these deviations are nothing but just multiply these numbers by itself. So I get square of them, including the signs. So once I find d square, that let us keep this one side. Okay, until here we have calculated, we will keep this in one side. Okay, did you all understand only the first three columns? That is x, d, x minus 15 and d square. Did you all understand only till that? So I've just taken the x data, I've calculated the deviations. How did I calculate deviations? X minus assumed mean. Assumed mean, I took the central value, which is 15. Everybody understood until that? Okay. So now let us go on and solve the first frequency. Okay, we'll solve the first frequency. Now the first frequency I'm taking only for boys. X, I will consider these two now. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to consider these two, age and number of students, boys. Okay, so I'm taking these frequencies of 12, 15, 15, 5 and 3. Now once I consider these two columns, kindly students do not press on share. Oh yeah, correct. First row is minus 2. There's some calculation problem because it was directly taken from the textbook. Okay, corrected that. I've corrected it. Okay, let's continue. So now I'm taking the first two columns here, that is age in years and number of students. That frequency of 1215 is considered. Now what we are supposed to do is the next column, frequency into D. D is nothing but deviations. Now deviations, we already calculated them here. Now deviations are already calculated here. So what we are supposed to do is multiply these deviations. Okay, multiply these deviations into the frequency of boys. Okay, multiply these deviations, and when you multiply these deviations into the frequency of boys, here you will be able to get FD. Okay, you will be able to get FD. Next step is same frequency has to be multiplied with D square. Okay, when you multiply with D square, you're going to get FD square. So that is these values. So first step, what we are going to do, we are going to take all the frequency from the question and write it down. Then we will multiply this frequency into the deviations which we found out. That is called as FD. Next, again, I am going to multiply frequency into D square. That will give me FD square. Okay, once I calculate all this, add all of them separately, you will get these answers. So N is equal to 50 for boys, FD is equal to minus 28, sigma FD square is 80. Okay, so this is the calculation for boys. Did you all understand this? The next three columns, that is only for the boys calculation, how we did? Okay. Now, after this, now let us go for the next and the last calculation, that is the calculation for girls. Now the last two columns which we are supposed to consider is age in years again. Okay, again we will be taking age in years, this column, and girls. So these two columns I am considering. So I will write down all these values back here in the frequency. Similar how I calculated for boys, same thing. Frequency into D. Okay, frequency into D. Okay, let's just take out all these values here. So I am considering frequency into D. That is frequency into D here, where I will get FD. Minus 2 into 13, minus 26, 1 into minus 1 into 10, minus 10. Likewise, I consider all of this when I multiply these two columns. Now after this, I am supposed to multiply the D square. Okay, D square into frequency. I'm supposed to multiply these two columns. So this column and this column will be multiplied. So I will get FD square. Now after finding this, after finding FD and FD square, again total all of them, you will get this value. Okay, these are the totals. So N, or the number of girls, is 38, and FD total is minus 32, and FD square is 68. So this is the whole calculation to find arithmetic mean, to find standard deviation. Okay, both of it we have calculated. Did you all understand the table? Any doubts in the complete table now? Please leave it in chat if you have any doubt. So everybody understood the table. Okay, that's good. So let us continue. Now let's go and solve the problem using the formula. So this is completely table calculation. Let's go to the formula. We are supposed to find X bar, standard deviation, and say them which are the two groups are more variable. Now, to find the X bar or to find the arithmetic mean, we have used assumed mean method. Okay, so we are using assumed mean method. So assumed mean plus sigma FD by N. So we have calculated this for boys as well as for girls. Okay, here this side whatever we are calculating, this is for boys. Okay, and this part of it is for girls. Now let us continue. Now assumed mean is 15, right? Assumed mean is same for both of them. You cannot change assumed mean here. If you see this part, assumed mean was this 15 and X is common for boys as well as girls. So we will keep 15 as it is. And now let us go on here. Sigma FD. Okay, sigma FD for boys. What was sigma FD for boys? See, if you see this column, sigma FD for boys was minus 28. So I'm taking minus 28 divided by N. So divided by N is nothing but total of frequency. So I'm taking division divided by N 58 minus 28 by 50. So I will get an answer of 14.44. Okay, I'll get an answer of 14.44. This is going to be the arithmetic mean for boys. Similarly, for girls also, sigma FD is 32 and N is 38. So when you come here, 32 by 38 is equal to 14.158. So I've got arithmetic mean for both of them. So this is the calculation of arithmetic mean. After this, we are supposed to calculate the standard deviation. Okay, that is sigma is equal to, for discrete series, the standard deviation formula is square root of FD square by N minus FD by N whole square. Same thing applies for girls calculation also. Now let's just see the data. For boys, FD square which we calculated is 80. Okay, so the 80 is the total calculation for boys here when we calculated, and FD is minus 28. So FD square is 80, N is 50. FD is minus 28. Be very careful again here, and N is 50. Okay, so we calculated or we took all of this data from the calculation of the table. Now let us continue. Once you simplify this, okay, so 80 by 50 will be 1.60 minus 28 by 50 square. Okay, this whole expression is going to give you an answer of 0.3136. This whole expression. Then the next step, square root of 1.60 minus 0.3136 will give me a difference of 1.2864. After this, once I take out the square root, then I will get a standard deviation of 1.1348. So this is the standard deviation for boys that we calculated. Now, let us similarly calculate the standard deviation for girls also. Now, if you see the data here, sigma FD square is 68, sigma FD is minus 32. Okay, so these are the main data required. So sigma FD square is 68, sigma FD is minus 32, and N as usual is 38 for us. So the next step, square root of 68 by 38 is 1.789. Okay, 68 by 38 is 1.789 minus this whole expression again, minus 32 by 38 whole square. Completely you have to take whole square. That will give you 0.709. Now, after finding this step, again, you will have to take the square root, continue the square root and find the difference of these two. Now, once you find the difference, it will be 1.0798. And the next step, when you take out the square root, how do you take out the square root? Just find the square root value. Okay, square root of 1.0798, you get the standard deviation for the girls, that is 1.039. Okay, so this is the standard deviation for the girls. Now, once we find out arithmetic mean and standard deviation, we will have to go on and find coefficient of variation. This is very, very important to get the conclusion. Now, what is the formula for it? That is standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean of boys. That is why B is considered. Okay, standard deviation of boys divided by arithmetic mean of boys into 100. And here also standard deviation of girls divided by arithmetic mean of girls into 100. So if you see here, coefficient of variation for boys and coefficient of variation for girls. Okay, that is denoted by B and G. Now let's take the values. Standard deviation is taken directly, 1.1342. Arithmetic mean is considered from here. Okay, arithmetic mean is considered from here, 14.44 into 100. You get a total answer of 7.85%. Be very careful. Always give percentage for coefficient of variation. Don't forget this. Give the percentage. Similarly, for girls also. Now, standard deviation is 1.039. That's taken directly from here. And arithmetic mean of 14.158 is considered into 100. The coefficient of variation is 7.34. Okay, 7.34. Now, if you consider both of them, the lowest value of coefficient of variation is 7.34, that is of girls. Okay, so what are we trying to say with this percentage? Okay, what are we trying to say with this percentage? We are saying that the age of the age of girls is more consistent. Okay, the age of girls is more consistent when compared to boys. Now, but what is the question they are asking us? They are asking us to find which of the two groups is more variable, which has more difference. That is what they're asking. So always more CV, okay, more CV has more difference. So that is why boys age, okay, boys are more variable is in age because the coefficient of variation is more. Did you all understand how to find the conclusion? If the CV is less, which means they are more consistent. Okay, if CV is more, it means there is lot of variation in the data given. So that is why we give the conclusion saying boys are more variable in age than when compared to girls. Okay, so anybody has doubt in this problem? So everybody understood the problem. That's great. Okay, so we will end the class here for today. We have a continuous series problem which we'll be solving in the next class. Probably next class we will be completing with the problems of measures of dispersion and continue with skewness. Okay, all the information will be sent on WhatsApp group. Thank you, students.